Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to another
VanChat
Tuesday. Oh, that's a nice cup you've got.
It is. Do you like it? Look, it is. Willow Fields.
Not sponsored by.
Not sponsored at all
But
by.
happy to mention.
Yes, absolutely. And I got a free cup.
Oh. Anything for free cup.
Yeah.
Well, you know. Right then, should we get on to questions?
Yes, why not?
Right then. Question number one. Before full-time van life, what jobs did we do, and do we miss any part of them? So you first.
Me first. Before I quit my job, I was
I love the way you say that. Before I quit my job.
Sorry, boss, ex-boss, if you're watching. Before I left my job, I was on the support desks for accounting software. So it was a specialist construction accounting software, and I dealt with shouty people a lot of the day. I miss the people at work.
Not the shouty one.
No, my colleagues. I miss most of my colleagues, let's say, and I do miss the customers because they were lovely, and I was there for 14 years, so I think I was pretty good at what I did.
Yeah.
So I miss those aspects of it. The actual getting up and going to work bit, I do not miss at all.
Whereas I haven't really changed what I do for about 20 years now. I'm a consultant, but a remote consultant for IT services and systems, something like that, which I carry on doing now. I just don't have many customers. I kind of like let some of the customers go. So I technically still do have a full-time job, as well as being a YouTuber, as well as being the editor of our channels.
And chief driver.
Videos. And chief driver and decider.
Yeah, because I don't decide anything. I hate making decisions. So it's always like, I can get us down to 3 choices, John.
Yeah, So no, I don't miss any aspect of it, and yeah, that's about it, really.
Yep.
So thank you very much for your question.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Next one.
Do you get your diesel from supermarkets, or do you only use branded fuel stations like the Texaco, Shell, BP kind of type? Others are available. And the answer to that is just really go wherever we are and fill up.
Majority of the time it depends on if there is LPG, isn't it? Because majority of the time we fill up with LPG at the same time as diesel. So a lot of the time it's Shell, BP or Morrison's.
So we had a friend who worked at a refinery in Ellesmere Port, and he basically said, don't worry about fuel stations, whatever you fill up or whatever. There's only a few of them that share the same sort of fuel anyway. So he says from the same 3 containers during the day, you'd see a BP truck turn up, and then 10 minutes later from the same nozzle you'd see Morrison's or Asda or Texaco or whatever. So pretty much I'm guessing then that it's the same stuff they're flogging us. It's just that some people think that it's worth more because it's from a branded place than a supermarket that isn't particularly branded. So that's why we don't really bother.
Nope.
Next question. Are we still planning to replace the Burstner table? We did a bit of an update about it. What is that? Are we?
No.
Oh, right. You were doing no, were you?
I was doing no.
I thought you were doing yes.
No, I was doing a no.
Okay. Got me worried then. It had a swing out section to it, a second leaf that was stowed underneath it, which meant that every seat in the house could be pinned by your side and you had a bit of a table. And we found that to be really not used, carrying a lot of weight around, and as you sat under the table regularly here, it got in the way.
Yeah, because it cut down your leg room underneath the table by a fair amount. Yeah.
So we were going to put in the Lagun table leg, and we've now scrapped that idea. So we've taken this swing out leaf off, and now it's perfectly okay. And we've had the grandson with us this weekend, which you'll see a little bit of in this week's vlog, and it's still made up the bed. The bed at the front. Yeah. Still worked okay.
So yeah, it's been really good, and we were thinking of the Lagun table for a bit still, but because we put the Berkey water filter on the table, we needed something that was going to be a little bit more stable and sturdy. So after taking that leaf off, we didn't need to make any more changes. It's been fantastic.
And we've had the grandson's child seat, the child travel seat here, and his legs still go underneath. You have to lift it up while you set him in, and then put it down. And
he thought it was brilliant having a table in front of him. He thought it was amazing.
Yeah. So on that one, no. And next one's a bit of a weird one.
So it's the first time we've been asked this one.
It's the very first time. Do we collect berries or other food types? Do we basically forage for our food as such? No, and probably not.
No,
really.
Because we're so we have a little bit of bad luck with certain things. And knowing my luck, I'd be like, oh, look, mushrooms.
No.
No, and we're not big fruit eaters anyway. I mean, if anything, we'd go apple scrumping and I'd make an apple pie or something like that. That'd probably be the extent of any foraging for food, I think.
Next question. If there was another lockdown, do we have a plan in place where we will stay? Assuming campsites are open, we'll come here. If campsites are not open, obviously we'll research what we can do, find someone with private land and go in their private land or something like that again. We'll have to just see how that turns out.
How it goes,
but as far as where that would be, I don't know whether it's going to be in the UK or abroad or whatever. No idea yet. Just have to see.
Yep.
Next question is, do we charge our e-bikes only when the batteries are low, or do we leave them on charge all the time when they're not in use? As with anything really, I charge it when it needs it, and that's it.
And the lithium, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they can hold the charge for ages. We've gone 2 weeks without using the bikes and brought them up, and they've still been full, or charged, like one light down on the battery gauge. So they really do hold the charge well enough to not need to keep them topped up anyway.
And as we are off grid, even though we're at Willowfields right now, we're still off grid. There's no hookup or anything like that. So that would mean having the inverter on all the time, which is an awful waste of energy anyway. So that's why we don't do that really. We just charge them when we need them really.
Mm-hmm.
And as Mandy rarely uses hers, I usually swap my knackered battery over to Mandy's, which means that I've probably charged the bikes once every 2 months.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they are brilliant bikes.
They are great, and we don't really go anywhere where we're constantly running on the electric side of it. And the more we use them, the less assistance we need anyway.
We're getting a little bit fitter, which is always a good thing.
So there we go. Next question is, what are your top 5 things you miss from living in a house? I think I'm going to do a special video about that one.
Yep.
So watch out soon. Maybe next VanChat Tuesday or something. We'll talk about that.
Because I mean, it does say top 5.
Yeah.
But we've been talking about it a bit lately anyway, haven't we? So I think there'll be a few more.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I might expand on that then. Which then brings us to our last question. When it's really bad weather, what do you do to entertain yourselves? I mean, it's a bigger van than we used to have, so we've got loads more space. We don't actually feel that confined.
No.
But over the last couple of weeks, it's been pretty awful weather. And we'd either, do the usual things, watch film, look on social media, that kind of thing. Chat with friends.
Chat with each other. Play games,
board
have an
games.
afternoon nap.
Have an afternoon. God.
If we've got nothing else to do and it's chucking it down, then an afternoon nap might be had.
Yeah.
I like puzzle books and reading, so I'll sit and do that, and then John can always find something to be doing on his laptop.
I mean, most of the time I can find work to do, or I would use it to get some editing done and stuff like that, because each video we do, the VanChat Tuesdays are quite easy. It's probably about 3 hours worth of work. But the weekly vlog lately is almost 2 days worth of work. Yeah. So if I can find time to break that down into smaller chunks, then I'll do that. Yeah, and with the work that he does, it's not YouTube. There's always some maintenance and standard stuff you do in the background anyway, isn't there? So it's good. And at some point, I might start writing up my recipes. That is on my big to-do list. On the blog there will be the food posts, so it'll be all written down with pictures and a link to the video with a timestamp on it, so you can, if you want to watch the video, you can go to the right video with the right time, and if you prefer to read instructions off a screen, then you can do that as well. So I will get them both done, I promise. She said it in a video now, so that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll find my mojo back. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right then. Well, thank you very much for watching.
Yes, and thank you very much for the questions. We've still got lots more from that last video that we're going to go through and do. So thank you so much. And any more questions that you might have, please pop them below. We love getting the questions because we're like, oh, we never thought of that one.
And as you can see from this one, it's a very sort of varied selection of topics people talk about. So that's fine. Keep it clean, obviously, and don't be too political, and then we'll be all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thanks for watching, and if you did get to the end of this video, thanks very much. If you like what we talked about, please do consider subscribing, hit the little notification bell, and you'll find out the next time we upload a video. So take care, and we'll see you again.
Bye.